Well, looks like I can be. Guess it's Naru time. Well, looks like it's Naru time. Oh boy. They haven't got a single star in Cool Cool Mountain? It's time to get a move on. Slip sliding away. Whoa! Get over here! Ow. Wait, no! Here's your damn penguin, alright? Here we go. I got star 2 just to hurry things up. Come on, let's go! Penguin race. I'll do the slide. Yeah, it is simple. One player races down the slide, and meanwhile the other takes a shortcut. Easy. Now get yourself over here. And he just died. He just straight up died. I don't need a gold medal. All I really care for is getting these stars as fast as humanly possible. If anything, we gotta work together as a team. I'll collect the red coins. Well, these other assholes collect the other stars. Oh, come on. Good for you. I'll grab the rest of the red coins. I'm not bothering for the star though. Right there. Now grab it. What are you doing down there? We need to get these stars as fast as possible. Starfire, let's do this. I got the snowball. I am very much in danger. Yeah, no kidding, Sherlock. I'll be here waiting for the damn snowball to change its mind and just... Now, give me the star so I can get out of here. flip phone! Yeah. Don't ask me where I got the hat from. Anyways. 30 power stars! What's next on the agenda? Big Boo's Haunt is our next agenda. Get narrowed! Are we doing 120? Go on a ghost hunt. No, I don't think I will. Yes. Alright. Don't worry, I got this. Okay. Out! Neru's voice in this mod is just Miku's voice. It's up by 3 stematones. The one thing I've just realized is this was like the first time I found out about Neru. And like the other members of the Triple Baka, I thought she had a voice bank. And her voice in the Mario 64 Co-op Deluxe mod was a little, like, nod to the N64 era. And its pitch. It's the voice. It's reuse. Zing. Sting. Sorry. 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 I'll pound your ass. I pounded your ass down. What you gonna do about that? All right. Going downstairs now. Is he here? Yeah, no, he's not here. I'm gonna go on a ghost hunt and figure out where these mischievous ghosts are. Not here. Not here. Nor here. Have you, like, defeated all the boos downstairs? Because there might be some that you just don't know about. Let's wait here. Are they not coming? Yeah, I guess you took care of them, alright. Did you collect the star though? Because I'm pretty damn sure you didn't. Or perhaps you did. Easy.
Here we go.
That is way too zoomed in. My gears are... Shut up about your complaints and stop bothering me, alright? I'm just doing my business. I'm gonna try Star 1 again, because I'm pretty sure these ghosts are broken. I knew it. Have they enabled Vanish Cap already? Yep, they did. Hey, Hayden. Hey, Hayden. stage! We're 1/3 of the way. I knew it. Oh my god, we actually have a Sonic here. We'll help you, don't worry. Ooh, glitching out. Easy. Alright. Anyway, shifting Sandland. I'll tell you what, this mod was my first time of seeing Neru. Okay. Any name Triple Baka Pack just made me confused. Who is this third member? And so I looked it up and it was Akita Neru. Keep in mind, I'm still a little bit new to Vocaloid. I don't know every Vocaloid yet. I just know some. But enough to know the main six. Miku, Len, Rin, Kaito, Luca, and Mako. What is the box doing here? You're supposed to break! Hey, what are you doing up there? Oh no. I've recently listened to Rabbit Hole, and honestly, I don't even know why I even bothered to listening to this song. I mean, I am a new Vocaloid fan after all. Yeah, side flip won't do, so triple jump. Here's the idea. Ground pound. Collect the wing cap. And collect. Oh my god. Ow! Oh, looks like and I'm dead. Thanks a lot. Don't worry, I'll knock the bird down. He's gone. Who's gone? Yeah, that's what you get for being a dumbass. And I died. Again. Aiden, get me out of here. Aiden. No! Maximum speed. And I can surf the land with ease. Nope. And of course the failed pillar attempt. Isn't it better to just enter the Bomb Battlefield is done. Isn't it better if you just... Wait a second. What? Honestly, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that. Yeah, get over here. We got a tower to open up. No, get up there. Mips 2. Got as well. Trust me when I say I'm not... I mean, like, I'm a fan of... I mean, there's like a new Yuta Uloid in town. Miku gets her league, Teto gets her baguette. And you know what I get? A flip phone. Why? Because I just feel like it, I guess. I've used it in Triple Baka. So just bigger. Why not use it here as well? What? Please tell me. God. That was close. That was close. Milliseconds before I left, Oh, come on! You need to tell me that we have to do that star again? You came in too late, buddy. Now we gotta do this whole bull. Now we gotta do this again. Ooh, that's quicksand. You call hamburger. This is a bucket. Dear God, that accent was horrible. To all my haters, stop complaining and stop. Shut up about your To all my haters, shut up about your complaints and stop bothering me. Thank you. That's something I can. That's something I can imagine Meru saying, using a combination of this song. It's two different titles. Did I run through all four pillars? And there we go. Now, thankfully, we don't have to do Star 1 again. But I'm a bit pissed that that Hayden came in too late. Came in barely late. Maybe if I collected the star a little later, then we would have to do this again. But nope. This is just the way things go. I'm not trying to collect your first star again. Alright, I'm going inside. Wish me luck. I'm gonna wait until someone enters the pyramid to even do anything. I'm first gonna take a zoom out. I'm not going down until I see the platform. Oh. You know that one Thomas Uberdug animation? I actually made it a weird skit where James straight up insults Toby. And Toby straight up just pulls up his block and James just leaves. Like 1 second he's there, the next he's just gone. Clearly he does not want to mess with Toby. No! No! Oh no. I left before I even collected a star. I'm going back there to collect it. Welcome! I got it. Got what? If you see me in the server, there's like a, for the most part, I'm gonna be streaming this onto YouTube. I mean, how does Hayden know that I'm even in the server? I mean, yeah, he can sense me, but at the same time, it's because I'm streaming. Someone is at Bowser in the Fire Sea, of course. Not me. It's this guy. Lowering. I'll do the hands. Now fight me. Now fight me. Easy. Late. Ow. Oof. Okay. Huh? Late. Red coin star wasn't collected in Fire Sea. Nope. Exactly. And in a...
Here we go.
Yeah, you bet your gears it wasn't. In a 120 star run, all the stars matter. Yep, you're going to Bowser in the Dark World. All we need to do now is start 3. Because no one bothered to collect it. It's really easy. I'm gonna go to the start 3. I'm gonna do the star 4. I'm going to enter through the top of the pyramid. I'm gonna enter through the top of the What just happened? What happened? There it is. The server just straight up closed on in front of my way, from my face. No clue. Jeez. And I'll load.
The reason that the code looks like this is because it's written in brainfuck. I don't want to get demonetized, so I'll abbreviate the name to just BF. As you can probably tell by the name, this language is quite literally designed to give you a headache. I'm just one of the weirdos who finds it fun to work with. Remember, you're currently looking at a game engine. Point it, this is a piece of code from a fully functional 8-bit Snake game, featuring razor-sharp graphics, mesmerizing gameplay, and even sound.
Mesmerizing.
The reason that the code looks like this is because it's written in brainfuck. I don't want to get demonetized, so I'll abbreviate the name to just BF. As you can probably tell by the name, this language is quite literally designed to give you a headache. I'm just one of the weirdos who finds it fun to work with. Remember, you're currently looking at a game engine. Point is, if you don't take notes on every little thing your code does, it's very easy to get lost. All programs written in BF look like unreadable garbage. It's not just my code, I promise. That's because the entire BF grammar consists of just 8 symbols. Other characters, like letters and even numbers, are simply ignored. But in theory, this is all you need to write any program, including a relatively complicated 2D game.
プログラム改造しまくって格闘ゲームにしてみた。
What is wrong with the server? Where is it? Where did the server go? It was in front of me just a few seconds ago. It straight up just closed in front of my eyes. Jesus. Why did it why did it close in front of my eyes? It just doesn't make sense. Only unmodified builds of Mario 64 Co-op DX may be used on Co-op Net. Where is it? It was right here a few seconds ago. Honestly, I don't know where it just went. It just disappeared. Now we don't care. It's just not there. Looks like I'm going in. Great.
here's how it works. You're given a long array of numbers, which are all set to 0 by default. You've also got a cursor, which starts off pointing at the very first number. You can use these two instructions to move that cursor to the right or to the left. You can use the plus
Good
and
choice.
minus symbols to...
Sup. Get it. We need to get more people into here. Join the server.
Yahoo! Whoa! Yahoo! Yahoo! Oh, yeah.
120? 20? We need a team hard at work. Nah. Aight. Should be Peach. Alright. Let's go. Start the run. Oh, hi, Carlo. 3, 2. Ow!
Yahoo! Yahoo!
Come on, Luigi, let's go.
Yahoo! 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 Yahoo!
Let's go, 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 go! Slide time. Wait for me! Yup, just from seeing that. Cool Mountain. Okay, I'll get 1 star from Cool Mountain. Is it okay if I get 2 of them? And he's gone. Of course. We need more people ASAP. And I know what... And I know just someone... And I know who to invite. Hey... There. No. God damn it. Okay, this is what you want to do, okay? You have to... Easy. Okay, now we wait. Bowser. It's Bowser time.
Oh no.
Why is the timer? Never mind. Apparently that was just part of my imagination. Bowser time.
I did it! Bowser.
I'm the princess, and you know it, right? There's this funny video where I don't need to say where I'm going. Oh, hey. Bubble Doobie! Can you like bubble to me, please? I'm right here. Oh, please tell me you're gonna select star 1. Okay. You got that? And I'll leave the course. Now I'll go back to the basement. Go back into the stage. Easy. Lips. Wait for me, fellas. Did someone unlock the metal cap? No, wait, that's still part of my imagination. I know you collected it. Grab the thank you! No. Huh? Did you like already collect that? The least I expect. Looks like you need help with that star. And you're gone. Thanks. Now that's way too zoomed in. Where is Hayden? Join the damn server, Hayden. Crap.
Add one or remove one from the currently selected number. The comma lets you read user input. So to the right or to the left. You can use the plus and minus symbols to add one or remove one from the currently selected number. The comma lets you read user input one symbol at a time, and the dot lets you output a symbol. Finally, the square dots indicate a loop. Any code inside of here will repeat until the selected value becomes 0. And yep, that's all there is to it. Congratulations,
Oh, no.
you've successfully learned an entire programming language. Feel free to put that on your resume if you want. Though, maybe leave out the name. It's not very professional. Okay, so we've got the Legos, but how do you build a game with
Good! Hayden! There's like few people here. Or don't tell me you're gonna leave. And please don't. I'll get the metal cap. I'll get the metal cap. Ow. Nope. Sorry, time.
this? For that, we'll first need a screen. I wrote a program that visualizes the first 256 cells as pixels. This means that if we, for example, increase the value of the first cell, the first pixel will get brighter. If we do the same a few cells forward, we can light up a different pixel. Slowly, little by little, we can start to build a whole image. Technically, the screen doesn't have to be 16 by 16, but that does make it easier to work with when building a game. VF works with 8-bit values, which means that the highest number you can achieve is 255. Going over that will just flip the value back over to 0, and likewise, subtracting 1 from 0 will just bring you up to 255. A 16 by 16 pixel screen has exactly 256 pixels, which means that we can store something like the player position in just one cell. Actually, drawing a player based on this position is where it starts to get interesting. Instead of storing the position in the 256th cell right outside the pixel box, player at the given location, we need a way to convert this number to a set of cursor instructions. Just hard coding these isn't going to work because then you'd have to change the code of the player. My solution is to use what I call a glider. It's a loop with just one arrow instruction inside, and what this does is it makes the cursor continuously move in one direction until it reaches a 0, at which point the loop will stop. That actually reframes the problem, as now we just need to fix the multiples of cells into positive values, which is a lot more plausible than jumping ahead. The code I'm using here just increments the position counter, then adds it to the pixel buffer, increments one value at the end of the chain, and adds one back. This repeats, and you find yourself a bunch of ones leading up to where the player is supposed to be. Now, if you just use another set of pointers, pixel there, and then glide back while picking up your garbage along the way. Yeah, this is not what game programming normally looks like. At this point, you might say, what's the big deal? We were already drawing pixels ages ago. But here's the cool part. We can now put all the drawing code in its own loop and make changes to the position each time the loop runs, which makes that pixel
You
start
missed some stars.
It's not quite
Yeah.
safe just yet, but we're getting there. What we need now is a way to control the player. I mentioned earlier that the comma operator can read symbols from user input. In my engine, I've slightly tweaked it to give me a min-mask of controller inputs. Simply put, when I use the comma, I'll get back a number that can correspond to a button, or a combination of buttons. To be clear, I'm not adding anything new. This is all still cool. Yeah, I need to use remapping these inputs to be more intuitive. I mentioned earlier that the comma operator can read symbols from user input. In my engine, I've slightly tweaked it to give me a min-mask of controller inputs. Simply put, when I use the comma, I'll get. I mentioned earlier that the comma operator can read symbols from user input. In my engine, I've slightly tweaked it to give me a min-mask of
Bitfield. There we go! Now I'm going right in to get star 6. Here's the idea. Oh, wait, you're already getting frick. Huh? Okay, I'm sorry, what? I just... Never mind.
Oh.
70 star. That was close. Easy. I wasted my health on this damn boss. Yinny Yang. Hey. Hey, Yinny Yang.
Controller inputs. Simply put, when I use the comma, I'll get back a number that can correspond to a button or a combination of buttons. To be clear, I'm not adding anything new. This is all still doable in vanilla BF. I'm effectively just remapping these inputs to be more intuitive for a game. So with that, and a bunch more BF code, I can finally start to move around a pixel on the screen. And depending on how easily entertained you are, one could already call this a game. Maybe. The fundamental concept that makes this, and the rest of the game, possible are conditionals. In most programming languages, these are expressions like, is x equal to 5, or is a less than b. But, oh, no. This is BF. We don't get such fancies. We just have a few increments and loops. Still, undeterred, we can make it work. If you think about it, the BF loop is kind of like a conditional that asks, is the number not equal to 0? If so, it'll run and repeat the code that's inside. If not, it'll jump forward and skip the loop. Now, that might seem like a dead end at first, but just watch. If we add a few subtractions before the loop, we can now start to ask questions like, is the number not equal to 3? Because this is basically the same as carrying the number 3 to the other side of the equation. We can also nest loops inside of each other to ask questions like, is the number not 3 or 4? And while it might seem like we're limited to just the not equal kinds of questions, there's actually a way to get around that too. Say we have a loop that always works. It has a dedicated flag number that will set to a non-zero value. No matter the number that comes before it, it'll always pass, because it's actually checking a completely different number. But remember, we've got the power to exclude any number, so we can add another loop before this that checks if the cursor is not pointing towards a 3. And if so, it'll
Oh no. My metal cap fell. Metal cap? Yeah, it's gone. Huh. It's actually a good question. I don't know. We haven't actually unlocked the first star yet, so... We haven't unlocked the cannon yet, so... I just still can't believe my metal cap fell into the ocean.
that flag, which will now skip the second loop for anything that isn't a 3. This might be a lot to take in all at once, but essentially what this means is that we can start gluing together basic conditions, like is the left direction key pressed, and if so, change the player's position. But let's be honest, it's not really a game without an objective. So let's try adding another, slightly dimmer pixel. In Snake, this would be the apple, but that's kind of stupid since snakes don't actually eat apples, so just just between us, the protagonist of this game will actually be a very hungry caterpillar. Anyway, if we just copy the player rendering code, it seems to work at first, until you step to the right of it. This happens because of the way we're gliding across. The protagonist of this game will actually be a very hungry caterpillar. Anyway, if we just copy the player rendering code, it seems to work at first, until you step to the right of it. This happens because of the way we're gliding across the screen. In a situation like this, the player gets drawn first, and then the apple's rendering routine has to glide over it to be drawn after. But the apple can't really distinguish between a marker it placed and a pixel that was already there, so the player effectively offsets the apple one cell to the left. I don't know if there's a good way to solve this, at least I haven't figured it out yet, and if I ever do, it's not like I'm going to come back and update my rendering pipeline. It's not exactly trivial to refactor a program written in BF. My solution is pretty dumb, but it does work. I just check if the player's coordinate is less than the apple's coordinate, and subtract one if so. The reason this approach sucks is that you now have to do this for every new pixel you add, making the code more and more of a brain Sorry, excuse me, almost got me there. Lastly, we need a way to randomize the position of the apple after it's been picked up. BF doesn't have any randomization functions per se. Just like many great NES games, we can simulate randomness by using a timer that counts up every frame. My engine runs this game at 60 FPS, and it'd be pretty hard to predict the exact value of that counter every time I pick up an apple, so it's basically random. Speaking of frame rates, it's actually pretty hard to control the player with how fast it moves at 60 FPS. I didn't mention this before, but I repurposed the dot operator that usually prints a single character to instead signal to my runtime that the frame buffer is ready for drawing. We could slow down the game by drawing multiple identical frames back to back, but that would make movement feel much less responsive. Instead, I'll increment the counter 32 times each frame, and only update the player's position once that counter wraps around to 0, which would be every 8th frame. This way I can still read player input on every frame, but I process it at a much slower rate. Okay, so we've got a pretty awesome dot collection game, but this ain't no Snake. Where's the tail? Where's the... Yeah, no, just where's the tail? Drawing one piece of the tail is about the same as drawing another player that's just lagging behind by one tick. Making it longer is what's annoying, and I actually procrastinated on this so hard that I ended up implementing 8-bit color. This wasn't actually that hard. Instead of drawing each pixel as a brightness, I treat the numbers in the frame buffer as RGB 332 color values. This basically means that certain numbers correspond to certain colors. So all I have to do to make the player green and apple red is to just use those specific numbers when drawing the pixels. To change the color of the background, I can just add some number to every pixel in the frame buffer. That does also mess up the colors of the existing pixels, but this can be compensated for. Okay, enough of that. We do actually need a tail. There are two ways to go about this. We can either write a template for drawing one pixel of the tail and copy-paste that a bunch of times, or we can figure out how to implement arrays. And regardless of which option I choose, because of my crappy rendering pipeline, each tail piece would have to account for the position of every other tail piece to be ordered correctly. The elegant solution here, if you can call it that, is to use some kind of an array structure. Remember, we can't tell BF to get the nth tail piece directly. We already solved a similar problem earlier, which in here, if you can call it that, is to use some kind of an array structure. Remember, we can't tell BF to get the nth tail piece directly. We already solved a similar problem earlier with the frame buffer, but that was for writing to an empty canvas. This is the opposite. One way to do this is to free up twice the memory you would need and fill the second half with the coordinates. To retrieve an element from a specific index, you can shift the entire array backwards by that amount, and then go to where the first coordinate was. That will now hold your desired array element. This would be one of the more elegant and beautiful and dynamic ways to do things, but my code doesn't do this. I just wrote some JavaScript code that takes the template for drawing one tail piece and copy-pastes it 16 times. That's the dumb and stinky approach, but the one benefit it does have is that it's actually quite a bit faster, especially because you'd otherwise have to shift the whole array a bajillion times to cross-compare all the tail pixel coordinates. And this might actually matter, as even with the cheaper approach, my caterpillar starts to not feel so good after a few too many apples. The solution to this is to just optimize the interpreter. For example, instead of executing individual plus, this might actually matter. Because even with the cheaper approach, my Caterpillar starts to not feel so good after a few too many apples to cross-compare all the tail pixel coordinates. This might actually matter. Because even with the cheaper approach, my Caterpillar starts to not feel so good after a few too many apples. The solution to this is to just optimize.
You're selling Steam,
Então, aqui é outra. Não é pra ver na internet o resultado, não. Eu quero o carro.
Ok.
Vou deixar aqui que eu vou usar lá pra estudar. Deixa eu ver aqui.
Optimize the interpreter. For example, instead of executing individual plus instructions one by one, you can count them up ahead of time and store the exact amount to add. Likewise, instead of stepping all the way through a loop to find the beginning or end, we can count the distance between brackets ahead of time. This is actually how some basic compression systems work in the real world. With just a few changes like these, there's no longer any bit of lag remaining, even at full tail length. You could optimize this even further by converting this binary format into C code, and then compiling that down to actual machine code that runs natively on your processor, but I don't think our game will need that. Implementing a game over state for biting the tail is probably the easiest thing in this whole project. All you have to do is create an infinite loop that draws the same frame over and over. Now, I'd love to say that we're fine with the game, but here comes the dreaded part. Debugging VF Code. There are quite a few graphical bugs, and even more gameplay bugs. Just to name an example, if you move diagonally, you'll start skipping pixels, which basically lets you go through your own tail if you get lucky. I fixed that last one by making diagonal movements stepped. Basically, I've got a value that flip-flops between 0 and 1, 0 every time. So this is, then, instead of applying both coordinate changes for diagonal movement, I choose...
Oh no.
Did we just get... Did we both get the star at the same time? Ah crap, I deleted the fog from existence.
Oh no.
Direction based on that flag. This also ends up looking a lot more like what you would expect. Since I also can't make the tail infinitely long, you can export the way the screen is wrapped around to this, which is kind of like an infinite score glitch. To remedy that, I added this blue pixel that kills you on contact. Think of it as a sort of bad apple. Hold on a second. Remedy that, I added this blue pixel that kills you on contact. Think of it as a sort of bad apple. Hold on a second. operator would normally be used to specify which character to print, but
Easy.
here it specifies a MIDI note to play for the rest of the frame. In my game, I have basic blip sound effects for picking up an apple and a 3-note sequence for when the player dies. I think that's about as good as it gets. And for the sake of completeness, I did also write a BF interpreter in Portal 2. It just felt wrong not to. Anyway, if you enjoyed this rabbit hole, you can subscribe for more unhinged side quests. And just in case you still have any doubts about this, here's the first frame of the game being run in a vanilla BF interpreter. So graphical output, of course, but the memory buffer does line up with the expected pixels. Alright, for real this time, that's all from me today. See ya!
Alright. Wait, are you going to a cave? Wait, what? Oh my god. I'm going up there. Sup. We're gonna have to do this under an hour. No. Start. Off. I will have to do the annoying float thing every time. Build it time. Alright. Perfect timing! On! What perfect timing! Honestly, this is just perfect timing. I BLJ'd up, and before you know it, he got to 70 stars. So yeah, he didn't have to wait. Azir is dead. One second. No. Damn it. Screw it. Screw it, I'm bubbling to you guys. Wait for me, wait for me, wait for me. You rat. No, I can't. Anything, right? Okay. Huh? Wait, I thought it was... Ah, Hayden's coming. Bubble... to the top. Oh my god. Hayden. Ah, there you are. From. And we are done. Sub 40. Sub 40. Isn't the star supposed to be spinning? Sub 40. I got a sub. We got a sub 40, gang. The old server may be gone, but we have other people to play with. Where's the host? He's stealing Bowser in the sky? Let me check around while the host is setting up. We do 120 now. Okay. See ya. Well, that was a bit of an adventure.